Nick, I have a quick question. Did your school have a dress code?
Sort of.
That's sort of is what I would say too. As long as it wasn't anything too ridiculous.
When people say dress code a lot of times, like, things come to mind as like, oh, that means like you have to wear specific things and such like that, you know, like we usually when I like my jobs had dress code, which was usually like you couldn't wear like jeans.
You had to wear khakis.
Like, khakis or slacks or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
You couldn't wear like graphic tees. Like you had to wear a plain polo and some of them.
Yeah, like a 3-button shirt and all that.
But my school's dress code was mostly just like girls' skirts can't be a certain length of shortness.
Can't be like above the knee a certain amount.
Yeah, like you can't wear shirts with like curse words or violent images on them and stuff like that. But like other than that, like you could wear as like casual clothing as you wanted to, you know, just within reason, basically.
Yeah, there was a girl. I remember she wore a V-neck to school. And this is around the time that some girls were starting to develop. This is when she was like around 15. She wore a V-neck that was like down to here, and it was very tight on her, and part of her was spilling out the top. And I remembered she got taken to the office, and they gave her a sweatshirt from Lost and Found to wear for the rest of the day, because they didn't want too much exposure, which I understand, but at the same time, it's just like she chose to wear it. It's her choice to wear it. I still remember the girl's name. I'm not gonna name her on here.
I definitely remember the teachers at our school like being extra hard on the girls when they would break dress code in certain ways because they would be like, "It's distracting to all the boys."
Yeah. That's like this one time, this one girl forgot to wear a bra in gym class, and she was one of the first girls to develop, and all the guys just was staring at her. It's like, and me, I saw it, and I was just like, oh shit, okay, well, I guess just don't stare over there for too long. And then I look over at all the guys. I'm looking this way. They're all like pan and scanned like all over towards her, and I'm just like, I guess that's one reason why I guess I was friends with more girls than guys in school, because I didn't I didn't really I knew about it. I paid attention to it, but I didn't obsess over it like most guys did. Most guys obsess over that shit. And they go full caveman mode. You ever seen that episode of South Park where that one girl, Bebe, like started to develop, and then all the boys just like reverted to cavemen and started like hitting each other with bones and stuff, and just like I'm not gonna say it was 100% like that, but pretty close, because boys, when they don't recognize the just how silly it is to be overly attracted like that, or like so obsessive over that, when you make them realize, they're just like, you know what? Yeah, that is kind of stupid. It's
hormones, though.
It is.
Controlled by them as a kid when you don't understand what's going on.
Well, I understood what was going on, and in all honesty, I remember when my dad had the talk with me, I knew like half the stuff he was talking about already, and I in health books and all that, they had chapters. They said, "Oh, we skipped that chapter." I didn't skip it. I actually went through and read it, and I was just like, had stuff in there that I don't think I was supposed to be reading. But yeah, that was a whole thing. But dress codes in school, I get it. Some schools are like, you have to wear the school uniform, or oh, you have to wear this. You have to wear like the Letterman or the school's jacket or something like that. I don't know. But Rebecca's here to tell us all about it. What's a weird dress code thing that y'all had at your all school? Feel free to let us know. But anyway, here we go.
Here's a tip for all of you in middle school and high school right now. You know that anxious feeling that you get all the time that everyone is watching you and secretly judging and scrutinizing every little thing about you? Like if you walk by the cool kids and they start laughing and you automatically assume that they're laughing at you because you just couldn't get your hair to behave that morning? Yeah, that has a name in psychology. It's called the imaginary audience. It's subconsciously believing every mistake you make and every imperfection about your appearance is seen and judged by everyone.
Yep.
Well, I've got some consolation for you. You ain't alone. Most everyone in your school is dealing with those thoughts. And that anxiety from person to person is going to be expressed in a plethora of different ways, including negative ways like bullying. Free your mind, man. The imaginary audience isn't real. The world is not what it seems. Wake up. The Matrix has you. So one of the hard
That's
facts
extremely
about school-
true as an adult, like out in public, because I have that thing like where I feel like people are judging me, but like then I'd kind of think about it and I'm like, but I'm never like looking around judging anybody else like that, so why would other people care?
Yeah.
And you kind of think about it and you start to pay closer attention to like, is anyone actually paying attention to me? And you start to realize, no one is really.
Not really.
And then you think back to school though, and it was kind of true in school sometimes because people got entertainment out of bullying me for any and everything that I did. So, like they were laughing at me, like they literally laughed at me to my face and in front of me and with other people, like in plain view of other people.
Yes.
So that was unfortunately not always true.
Yeah. Well,
But it's pretty easy to tell if people actually are being like that. It's pretty obvious.
I'm reading this list here. No lowrider pants. That's no excessive pockets. That's bullshit. Mini skirts. Depends on how high up it goes. Midriffs. Understandable, but if it's like just like showing off just a little bit, that's okay. But if it's showing off like the whole belly and like there's only a little bit cover, yeah, I can understand that. Large hoop earrings. I can understand that because there's some kids that are mean and just like tug on it and stuff like that. Face piercings.
We didn't have that rule at our school.
What? The lip?
Face piercings.
Yeah, you know face piercings?
Yeah,
We-
the emo and goth kids all had like lip piercings. And
Oh,
nose
we did
piercings and
too.
stuff.
Yeah, we had that too. Like a lot of the goth kids had that. And then of course, no unnatural hair colors. That's bullshit because a lot of the kids I grew up with had unnatural hair colors. Like a lot of the girls were dyeing their hair like red, auburn, and like
That
all
was
these-
a rule at our school, but you can't enforce that because once it's dyed that color, it's dyed.
What are you gonna
that
do?
color.
Make them shave their head?
Yeah, and like the rule is no hats, so they can't cover it up. So people would just put on unnatural hair color. They would get like a small punishment, like they had to write pages because they came to school with an unnatural hair color, but then it was just gonna stay that color for the rest of the time. Like
Yeah.
they could be like, you need to dye it back to a regular color, but they wouldn't do it, so they just kept it.
Okay.
And
no
a lot of the
hats.
times, the people who came to school with unnatural hair colors were like goody two shoes people that like, despite being goody two shoes, you know, there were people that were social outcasts.
Oh yeah.
And so they kept to themselves. They never gave any problems to the teachers. And therefore, the teachers just kind of overlooked it.
Yeah. No hats. That's crap because there were a lot of.
No capes.
Oh yeah, of course. Edna Mode's probably on the school board here. Animal ear headbands. Those weren't really popular back when I was in school. Pajama bottoms. Some kids came to school with pajama bottoms.
Yeah, that wasn't a rule at our school because girls did that all the time
Yeah.
at our school.
No fursuits. Understandable. Ball gowns. Understandable. Lederhosen. Why not? Kilts. Why can't guys wear skirts? Why not? Why not? What's wrong with that? Now I can understand if you don't have anything on under there, but if you got on like if you were wearing a kilt to school, what the hell's the problem? No scuba gear, no tutus, no knee highs, no scrunchie. Why no scrunchies?
I don't know, suits and heels too. Like that's definitely wasn't a thing at our school.
Yeah. That anyway, back to
Well,
the
So
and
I remember
about life
like
in-
at one point like a bunch of dudes in like one group like just decided to wear suits one day. Like I think it was actually two suits. It was the two class clown dudes and they just both came to school like agreed ahead of time and like wore
In
suits
suits?
that day.
nice.
Yeah, and everybody was like, dude, that's cool as hell. You guys
Yeah.
look dope.
general is dress codes. Yeah, it doesn't stop after high school explainers. People are always telling you what to wear. In jobs, at restaurants, passing by on the street. I wouldn't be wearing shorts if I had your legs, sweetie. Oh yeah? Well, your judgment of others is a manifestation of your crippling disappointment in how your life is turning out.
Damn.
Sweetie. When I was
Cry
but
all
a
the way
middle
home.
schooler, I went to a private preparatory school that made us wear uniforms. I don't know why I said that in a British accent. They cared very much what color your socks were, and if your skirt was below the knees. 1 inch too high, and that would be anarchy, I tell you! That's something that I remember the girls at that school complained a lot about, is that their skirts were just too long. They're so long I can't think straight! Free the knee! Look, I'm all for personal expression, but that school didn't let us wear leggings in the winter under our skirts unless it was below freezing. So if you want even less protection from the elements, then go right ahead. I'll be over here in the thermal tent that I wear around my waist.
Smart, Becca.
That's fair.
Smart. Look, honestly, skirts are cute. Like, in a lot of ways, skirts can be kind of cute. But at the same time, they're not the best for, like, guarding you from the elements. And women who, there's a lot of women out there who advocate, it's just like, I was like, okay, can I just wear pants instead? I think women should be allowed to choose whether they want to wear pants or whether they want to wear skirts. If they want to wear skirts, cool. If they want to wear pants, also cool. But in all honesty, like, these schools, I guarantee you, like, made it to where the girls had to wear skirts, which I think that's kind of BS.
I'm not gonna say that uniforms are an inherently bad thing. Some people like not having to think about what they wear in the morning. But I am not one of those people. I mean, I can't even decide on one outfit to stick my animated self with. Just look at this cartoon wardrobe. Eat your heart out, Minnie Mouse. So you can be sure that I was happy to be rid of that school uniform when I started public high school. I didn't have many non-uniform outfits, so my mom and I went out and bought me a brand new wardrobe for school. And for my freshman year, there
Cutie
wasn't
pie.
anything too special about this school's dress code. Just the usual fare, the stuff you'd expect. No mini skirts or midriffs, no pants so long that you trip over them, no multicolored hair that looks like you took a highlighter to
Oh,
your
no
head.
chains was a big thing because trip pants were a big thing.
Yeah.
When I was in high school.
Yeah, they had those little, like, decorative chains that were on them. And yeah.
So there was a lot of goth kids that had trip pants that they had to take every single chain off of.
Which is bull, dude. If it's part of the pants, naturally, that's one thing. But if it's just like you know, like a custom edition, I can understand that. But if it's just part of the pants, it's whatever. But they do that
because they thought that people were going to use them for fighting.
It's like they could take them off and just like punch people with. It's like, dude, if that actually happens, then okay. But you taking preemptive action because of a fear-mongering thing that you read on a random website or saw on Fox News or MSNBC or wherever the hell you saw it, you don't have to just like leapfrog the whole process. It's not how it works.
It originally happened because of wallet chains, because like some punks did actually use their wallet chains as like brass knuckles and fights.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like trip pants were kind of made with the chains like attached, and you couldn't just like take your chains off your trip pants and punch somebody with them. So
Yeah, but anyway.
It all felt very reasonable, especially having just left a school that gave you detention if your shoelaces weren't the same color as your shoe. But the next year, geez, I don't even know what happened. Someone at that school must have royally screwed up because suddenly the staff decided that they needed to ban all clothing with pictures and words on it.
What?
I think that happened at my high school like right after I left, if I remember correctly.
Jeez, I'm glad I never had to go through that. Like just plain tees, no wording, no nothing. I'm glad I never had to go through that.
Got a cute picture of a turtle on your shirt?
Hey, mind turtle. Hello. Oh.
Banned! Your pants got the name of the designer on it? Banned! Got a sweater with musical instruments on it? Banned! And it's against the dress code, too. This was a
Isn't
huge
Cloak
deal
like
at my school.
Markiplier's thing or something?
Huh?
Or did Markiplier have like a... I think Markiplier had like a collaboration with Cloak at one point.
Yeah, I think so.
Every kid was outraged. I don't know if it's the same nowadays, but back in my high school, graphic tees were the majority of everyone's wardrobe. Heck, I had just
Mine
bought
too.
a whole new wardrobe the previous year, and now you're telling me I gotta go out and buy another one entirely? What the hell, school? The only exceptions to the rule were school shirts, like from clubs and sports teams.
At that point, though, I
college
would have
shirts.
just bought a big ass pack of plain black t-shirts and just worn those every time.
Yeah, just gone to Walmart and grabbed like a pack of 10 shirts for like $25-30 and just like, all right, this is what I'm wearing from now on.
Or patterns. So basically, if you had one graphic on the front of your shirt, that's a big old no-no. But if the graphic was all over, that's perfectly fine. Yes, makes sense. Good call, staff. All this meant was I wore a lot of Black Theater Club shirts, to the point where people were mistaking me for being goth. But there was one shirt I had that was my personal rebellion against the tyranny. On a trip to Disney World, I'd found a Grumpy shirt that legitimately looked like a college debate team shirt. Grumpy State Debate Team.
That's good. I like that. We're right, you're wrong, debate over.
We're right, you're wrong, debate over. My, Disney merchandise designers. Aren't you a talented bunch? Thanks for aiding the rebellion. That shirt looks so much like a real college shirt that I wore to school dozens of times, and not once did a teacher or staff member decide to look a little bit closer at it. I'm so bad. That wasn't the only time that I bent the dress code rules. When it came to backpacks, we had to have mesh or clear plastic so the adults could see what we were carrying.
Because of this was post-Columbine. And it's just like, we don't want to risk like anything that happened. Like, you know,
that didn't actually start until after I was out of high school.
That started like
clear backpacks and mesh thing, because that I remember them like saying they were adding that to our high school like the year after I graduated.
Same.
They also got metal detectors like the year after I graduated too.
We never got those.
Yeah,
we did have a resource officer though.
One of the reasons that happened at Central is because of the fact that gunman came in that Officer Gudger actually shot.
Yeah.
Like before he could hurt anybody. So.
Well, for me though, like when that whole mesh and like that backpack thing happened, post Columbine, everyone was just thinking like, oh, it's just like it'll protect the kid. It's like you do realize that the two guys in Columbine like had their weapons and walked into the school. That's how they got the weapons in. It's not like they smuggled them in their backpack and like set them off or like got them out later. Like, dude, so stupid. Anyway.
Gotta make sure no one's bringing any questionable items into school, like Game Boys. But for some reason...
Oh, yeah. Moving on.
Girls were still allowed to carry purses.
You told that
because
Game
I could
Boy
never
story
about 10 times already.
Last
So what ended up
Becco
happening
video,
is a
you
lot
don't
of
have to
girls tried to
retell it.
work
I've
around
told
the
it like
system
10
with
times.
messenger bags.
I'm done
if they
telling
got
it.
caught, they could argue that it was a big purse.
If anyone has any questions about it, I guarantee you there's going to be someone in the comment section who will answer the question for us, because I have told that story at least 10 times already.
Sometimes they got away with it, and sometimes they didn't. I was one of these messenger bag rule benders. I had followed the backpack rule for 2 years, but by junior year, my clear plastic backpack had broken. Those things suck.
Yeah,
by the
they're
way.
terrible.
And I had found a denim messenger bag that I really, really liked and wanted to show off at school, so sue me. Now here is where having the reputation of the good kid comes in handy. Because the vice
Like you were
principal
talking about.
herself would stand at the busiest hallway between periods and nab any kid in violation of the dress code. And every day, I would walk past her in that hallway with my messenger bag completely in view, and she would turn a blind eye. Hey, that shirt is prohibited. Go to the office. You, take out that nose ring. You know they're not allowed. Oh, hello, Rebecca. You have a good day, sweetheart. Hey, I see that logo on your pants, mister. It pays to be the good kid, I say as I just finished listing off times I broke the rules. College is better.
Bent
College is
the
pretty
rules.
chill. I don't even know what the dress code was at my animation school. We all just wore hoodies because the computer labs were freezing. Well, we did have these little things called full faculty critiques where you presented your progress to a room full of ex-Pixar, DreamWorks, and Disney artists. So yeah, you were gently encouraged to clean up for those. Maybe wear the good sweatpants.
I don't
These
think
days,
colleges typically actually have dress codes.
Unless they're like a Catholic school, or you know, one of those old school ones that are like very high and private, where you have like I know Harvard got ditched, like you had to wear the Harvard jacket and like be of like appropriate Harvard dress whenever you were in. I think they got rid of that in like the 70s or the 80s.
So I think colleges just have the mentality is like, you're all adults now. Like, we're not going to make the girls cover up to keep from distracting you. You paid money to be here, so pay attention to what you paid to be here for.
Yeah.
Or that's on you.
Oh boy.
I am lucky because I could wear whatever I want for this job. I could be wearing something outrageous and embarrassing right this second, and you would never know. Score one for the animators. Take that, vloggers. You and your daily uploads. Now, one last thing from
Ouch.
Editor Becca here. Sorry if it sounds like I have a cold. It's because I do. If you remember way back in 2018, I said this. I want to be a ghost story! And a lot of you seem to share that sentiment. So the creator and guys and I made it a t-shirt. And hey, we made it glow in the dark for good measure.
Hey.
Link to the store is in the description. This is another one of those limited run items, so get it while it's hot. Anyways, explainers, thank you so much for tuning in, but now I gotta tune out and go to bed. Bye.
And that's that. Damn. Well, dress codes are BS. Like, I think in a lot of cases they are. So,
I mean, they're necessary in certain cases.
in certain cases, yes, but not all the time.
Because, you know, teenage girls don't need to be dressing like straight up streetwalkers or anything, you know.
That's true. And it's...
There's some
boy.
of them that would have if they hadn't had some regulations down.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like, you know, teenage dudes probably don't need to be coming to school with, like, a dick drawn on their shirt. Like, because there's some of the idiots that would have done shit like that if they hadn't had any restrictions.
I would have done it. Me and Chad both would have. Because me and Chad were like, we loved to fuck with the authority at our school. We loved it so much. And just seeing them squirm at some of our chicanery. Like, dude, when Jesse Miles stopped the, like, literally, I wasn't in the room for this, but the reaction that apparently Jesse and Chad both got, because Chad was the one encouraging Jesse to do it and, like, gathered everybody around. Jesse pulling out his wang and stopping a desk fan with it. And Chad said the noise was hilarious because it was like...
I bet that didn't feel great.
I don't know.
Why would he do that?
Because he's got a tent pole he's got like a friggin' totem pole for a third leg. Jesus. And he don't care, dude. He's like, you want to talk about like a dude who can go anywhere and just like do anything and just he's just a very adaptive person, and not only that, but he's got like a ginormous wang. But that's Jesse. He's hilarious, he's sociable, and he's Mr. Steal Your Girl, so watch out for him. Especially if they're Asian. Jesus. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that was my school dress codes by the one and only Rebecca Parham, aka Let Me Explain Studios. So if you are interested in seeing more from Rebecca, there will be a little icon up here somewhere that'll lead to her channel, and you can go check out her stuff. Or you can click here and subscribe to us, or click on one of the videos that's on the screen right now. We would greatly appreciate it. But till then, everybody, I am Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care of yourselves. Peace.